Hello BookTube, it's Leah Cooper, and today I'm bringing you a book review of Walking to Aldebaran by Adrian Tchaikovsky. It's possible I'm mispronouncing Aldebaran. Aldebaran? How would you say that? I don't know. Irregardless, this is a science fiction horror novella by Adrian Tchaikovsky. It was recently published by Solaris Books, which is a division of Rebellion Publishing. If you hang around this channel, you might notice I actually do a lot of reviews for this publisher, and that's because they publish books that interest me, like, frankly speaking. So I got an art copy of this novella from NetGalley in exchange for an honest review. All of my opinions are my own, I'm not getting paid, etc., etc. I gave this novella a solid 4 stars. It was exactly the sort of thing I enjoy reading. I love novellas. This is like 140 pages, and it's set in kind of like a fairly near future. An object has been sighted floating in space just out past Pluto, and so this coalition of various governments works together to get a spaceship and send it out there with a bunch of astronauts to investigate, because they think there is a wormhole somehow inside the structure based on probe data, which is sketchy and etc. We are following one of those scientists who is now wandering lost inside they call it the frog god, or he also calls it the crypts, and it does have a bunch of wormholes. It's kind of this time-bending, space-mushing maze labyrinth crypt thing with a bunch of different biomes, and it has a bunch of different wormholes that connect it to like all these different points in space to a lot of different planets. And what happens is the aliens in these systems are attracted to it and then end up wandering throughout it, and either they get out or they don't. And our scientist, Gary Rendell, everyone who was a part of his away team is dead, and he is alone, and he has been wandering inside the frog god for, he thinks, months, and he's been changed by the frog god, and he's telling us the story of how he ended up there. We are following him as he wanders, and as those two narratives kind of merge with one another. Some things that have always freaked me out ever since I was a kid, because of the books that I read when I was a kid, are underground mazes, cave systems. And like technically the crypts are floating in space, sort of, so they're not like underground, but there is a cloying, disquieting sense of undergroundness, like claustrophobia, that Adrian Tchaikovsky really adeptly interweaves into the story. That was very disquieting for me as a reader, but it was really great too, because like it lent such a authentic, like, creepy atmosphere to Gary's situation, and like the different aliens he was encountering, and like the different little struggles he was going through to survive, to find food, to not get eaten by various other denizens of the crypts, all while he was trying to find a way back to the opening that would like give him sightline to his own galaxy and this ship with the rest of his comrades on it. And the ending was amazing. I won't talk about it here. It's because it'd be obviously a big spoiler. It wasn't necessarily a total surprise, like left field surprise. I think Tchaikovsky builds up to it quite well, and it's like creepy and disquieting again, but also satisfying, and like it's just good, like solid read. If you're looking for a little bit of science fiction horror, I would certainly check it out. This is the first thing by Adrian Tchaikovsky I've ever read. It was really well written, and I would certainly check out other things by him in the future. Like if I see another novel by him with like a premise that interests me, I will 100% check it out, because I enjoyed his writing. What else can I say? Who's this for? I think if you like maybe the first Alien movie, because it just certainly has kind of a slower pace like the first Alien movie. If you like Sunshine, which is another science fiction horror movie, if you enjoyed that, I think you would enjoy this. This is a bad comparison to make because it's not a good movie, but if you kind of like the concept of Apollo 18, not the execution, because Apollo 18, like, the surprise reveal in that movie is really bad, but the stuff leading up to, like, before it goes completely terrible, if you liked that part of that movie, you'd like this novella. Any of those kinds of things. You like kind of more traditional scientist, you know, horror type stuff. You'll probably like this. And yeah, I think this is just going to be a really short and sweet review because it's a short and sweet, well, short and horrific novella. It's already out. I will leave a link to the Goodreads page for this novella if you're interested in checking it out and picking yourself up a copy down below. Thank you to Solaris for sending me an ARC. If you have any questions about the novella, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section below and I can answer them. If you have any curiosities about, I don't know, tropes or trigger warnings or whatever. I think the claustrophobia is like the biggest thing in it. Thumbs up from me. I think this is like the most concise review I've ever done. As always, if you enjoy any of my content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.